Help me get to reach 1,000 subscribers. I always believed honesty held a marriage together like stitching in a wound, invisible but vital. Maybe that's why what happened that night didn't just sting. It rewrote everything I thought I understood about my wife, Hannah, and about the marriage I'd been guarding like a fragile promise. It all started with something harmless. A girl's night. She mentioned it casually, tossing her phone on the couch while pulling on a sweater. I remember smiling, teasing her not to stay out too late. She laughed, kissed my cheek and said, "Relax, Adam. It's just us girls." I didn't know those words would echo later like a taunt. When she came home around 1 a.m., something felt off. She was glowing in a way that didn't match a quiet lounge with old friends. Her hair was slightly messy, her cheeks flushed, and she smelled different. Not wrong, just not hers. Not familiar. And for the first time in years, something inside my chest twisted. I didn't question her. I told myself not to be that husband. I let her fall asleep quickly, too quickly, while something uneasy curled inside me like smoke. Then morning came. She was stirring cream into her coffee when she looked up with a softness I'd never seen before. Not affection. Not tenderness. Guilt. A quiet kind that sits in the eyes before it reaches the voice. I didn't ask a single thing. I just waited. Finally she whispered, "Adam, something happened last night." My stomach didn't drop. Not immediately. It just braced itself. She wrapped her hands around her mug as if she needed something solid to hold on to. "The girls pressured me," she said. "Told me to loosen up. Have some fun." She swallowed hard. "I talked to a guy at the bar. He flirted. I flirted back just a little. It was stupid. I kept my jaw tight. No reaction. I needed her to finish without my anger giving her an escape route. He bought me a drink," she continued, voice shaking. "It wasn't physical. Nothing happened. But I liked the attention. And that scares me." She waited for an explosion. A demand for details. Accusations. But I stayed silent. And that silence scared her more than anything I could have yelled. She kept shifting, wiping her palms against her leggings, a nervous habit I hadn't seen in years. Finally I asked, "Why are you telling me this now?" Her eyes glistened. "Because I didn't sleep. I kept thinking about it. I don't know what's happening to me. I feel lost. And I don't want this to turn into something bigger." Something inside me twisted again, part admiration for her honesty, part suspicion of what she wasn't saying. Because honesty rarely comes unedited. I leaned on the counter. "Did you like him?" She flinched. "No. I liked the attention. It felt new." Her knuckles whitened around her mug. "I shouldn't feel like that. I'm your wife." Her voice cracked on the last word. I watched her fold inward, her shoulders caving under the weight of her own confession. And then it hit me, sharp, unwelcome, undeniable. She wasn't confessing out of trust. She was confessing because part of her had already crossed a line, and she was measuring how much truth she could reveal without losing everything. "Hannah," I said quietly, "is there anything else you're not telling me?" Her breath hitched, too fast to be controlled. "No, Adam. Just talking. Just flirting. I swear." But her eyes wouldn't stay on mine. And that told the real story. I let the silence stretch until she couldn't bear it. Finally I said, "I'm not angry someone flirted with you. I'm not even angry that you liked it. I'm angry because you weren't planning on telling me. You told me because you're scared, not because you respect me." Her face crumpled. "That's not true." "Then why was your instinct to hide it?" I asked softly. "Why did it take an entire night for guilt to win?" Her breathing stuttered. She whispered my name like a plea. But I continued. "You said it felt new. Different. Exciting. But the part that hurts most." I paused. "It means something in our marriage has started feeling old, dull, and invisible to you." Her reaction was immediate. Tears slipped silently down her face as she buried it in her palms, not dramatic, not manipulative, just heartbreakingly real. She lifted her head eventually, eyes red, voice trembling. "What do we do now?" And that was the moment she never expected. I inhaled slowly. "We stop pretending," I said. "And we start being honest, brutally honest, even when it hurts." Her voice shook. "Starting now? What do you mean?" I looked directly at her. My reply. I exhaled. "It's time you heard how I really feel." And just like that, everything in her world shifted.